So Chelsea not only are going to sign Moise Caicedo, but it looks like also this Romeo Lavia from Southampton, two young midfielders who both chose Chelsea over Liverpool. So make of that what you will. Our colleague Mark Young told me, oh, that's just them choosing London over Liverpool. But
yeah.
But if that was the case, then Liverpool and United and City would never sign any top players, and we know they do. So it's interesting that these two thought that way.
Well, I mean, money being money, and money is important. And so if the money is all equal or a little bit more, and you get to live in London, and you get to be part of the resurrection and the return with less type of pressure, I guess it would be, or expectation, that might be appealing to people.
So because Chelsea spent so much money on those two midfielders, they wanted no part of Tyler Adams anymore. The latest on him, it looks like he might go to Bournemouth.
You? Really?
Yeah, that doesn't do much for you?
Well, I don't. Does it do anything for you?
It's a tad underwhelming, but it's still the Premier League. It's a place where he'll start, presumably, so I don't think it's too bad.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad that he's playing in the Premier League, and I think he should be playing in the Premier League, but if this was Bournemouth and even Chelsea, the way Chelsea is right now, it's, yeah.
And then last story. Last I heard, San Jose do not want to sell Cade Cowell to Bologna, and that is setting off all sorts of conversations similar to the ones we had about Brandon Vasquez,
right, about
MLS preventing some of these players to go to Europe when people feel like it is the natural next step in their development, and so balancing, sporting ambitions versus being a selling league and all the rest. So it's an interesting conversation.
Well, it is an interesting conversation, and it's interesting that you mentioned balance, because ultimately that's what this really comes down to. And if you are the club, you have to balance the fact that you are in a competition, and therefore you have to do everything in your power to be the best in that competition. And sometimes that means not selling players at a certain point. The other part of it is, though, if you become known as a team that is not going to, I hesitate to use the phrase do the right thing, because that's not really what it is. But if you put yourself out there as a club that is going to give a platform from which you can spring to, quote, bigger and better things, and a lot of that time that means a step to Europe. And then in that moment when you can have proof of concept, you opt for, no, we can't do that, you got to stay here, then I think that you're going to possibly hurt your rep in that moment. But I think the other side of it, again, is that it's a sign to your season ticket holders, it's a sign to your community that, yeah, this is important. We're paying you money, we are investing in you because we believe that you can make us a better soccer team and help us win. And if we have a chance to win, that is more important sometimes than actually, making that sale and, sending you on your way going forward. So, the fight will happen, and if you have a irritated type of Cade Cowell, we'll see how that manifests on the field.